Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ke, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ke,
Jai.
Gaur Nitai ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Hare Krishna everyone. This is going to be a Bhagavad Gita class now. So and Prabhuji is already ready here. So we can all face this side so they can listen to the Bhagavad Gita class. Hare Krishna. And there's also Mahaprasadam being served outside if you want to have some. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. How is everyone? Get loud. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You know what's amazing? It's the Wimbledon final. India playing England at Lord's, day 4. But you've chosen to be here. That's amazing, isn't it? Get loads of spiritual benefit for that one. So we're going to start off with a beautiful prayer. It's a Jaya Radha Madhava. If you know the prayer, please repeat after me. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradari Girivaradari Jaya Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopichana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Prachachana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prachachana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Sri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Hare Krishna. Okay, please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so today we are going through Bhagavad Gita verse 22 from chapter 4. So what I normally tend to do is do a quick summary. Would that be okay if we do a quick summary of chapter 4 as to where we are now? So we can maybe understand the verse a bit better. So the chapter is named Transcendental Knowledge. So the first few verses, Krishna reveals that the knowledge, which is karma yoga, has been passed down by what we call disciplic succession. So we see Srila Prabhupada here, behind you, to your right. So he's our spiritual master. And if you look at the portraits above him, you can actually see his spiritual master, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. So the knowledge was given to him by his master, and by his master, and so on. And it goes all the way back to Krishna. So this is the trust we need to have in the disciplic succession. So for example, if you're trying to learn martial arts and you want to fight like Bruce Lee, let's say, then go to Bruce Lee's disciples. Who learned from Bruce Lee? They're the most trusted person to learn from. Why? Because they learned from himself, Bruce Lee. Like that. So if Krishna gave the knowledge, then just follow that line of disciplic succession and you won't go wrong. And over time, this lineage has been lost. So then what Krishna does, he revives that again for Arjuna. So Arjuna asks the questions, and Krishna then answers, not only for his benefit, but for everyone's benefit. And then Arjuna asks the question, it's a beautiful question, because he says, if you taught this knowledge and gave this knowledge to the sun god all those millions of years ago, and then he gave it to Manu, and he gave it to Ikshvaku, then I don't understand, but you're here in front of me. How does that make sense? And it's a question that most people would actually ask. But Arjuna already knows the answer to that, but he's asking for our benefit. How is it so that this Krishna who's in front of me gave this knowledge millions of years ago, but he's in front of me now? How does that make sense? So Krishna then explains to Arjuna that he remains unborn, he remains eternal, and that Krishna's form, when he comes here, is purely transcendental. It's not like ours. And then Krishna declares why he descends here in the first place. So who can tell me the 3 reasons why Krishna comes here in the first place? What are the 3 reasons given by Krishna? Anyone can answer, it's okay.
I know little.
Please share.
First thing is sin, because too much sin comes was doing so. And Raksas Bhava.
So there's a lot of sin, there's a lot of demons, demoniac nature? Yeah. Anything else? It's good. You know a lot? Okay, so there's 3 reasons. One is to protect you, his devotees. Yeah? And one is to destroy the miscreants. Miscreants is evil, demoniac nature. And there's many in the past times, many demons that Krishna comes here to destroy. The last one is to re-establish what we call dharma. Yeah, dharma, which is our true duty, our spiritual duties in life. You've all come here today. You've given up your valuable time. As I said, jokingly before, you could have been anywhere, but you've chosen to be here on a Sunday afternoon when the weather's beautiful outside. Let me ask you the question: why are you here?
I'm from Cambridge, and there's a temple in Cambridge.
There's no temple in Cambridge.
Yeah, so I went to a Rath Yatra in Cambridge, and they said this temple is really nice. So this is my first time.
Wow, Hare Krishna. Welcome. And it's very nice that we can come here on a Sunday and take darshan of Sri Radha Gokulananda. We can hear some beautiful kirtans as the kirtan is led earlier. And we can maybe listen to a class. And there's also prasad being served now. I can hear a few rumbling stomachs. So there's many things you can do. But you can also make your home a temple. Isn't it? You can make your home a temple. Maybe we can talk about that today as well. So yes, those are the 3 reasons why Krishna comes back here. He wants you back with him, and the only way we can do that is to restore Dharma. Verses 10 to 15, he talks about the qualities of transcendentalists and his own neutrality. So who attains liberation? It's the great souls who are free from attachment, fear and anger, and those who are fully absorbed in Krishna. They're the ones who attain liberation from this world. Then also, this is a really lovely verse, number 11, where Krishna talks about he reciprocates with everyone according to how they approach him. So sometimes we think about, does Krishna exist? How active is Krishna in our life? He'll be as active as you are, as you want him to be. That's probably a better word of saying it. So if you show endeavor and you want to see him, you want to know him, you want to get closer to him, he reciprocates accordingly. But you do it without any hope of having something back. You know, there should be nothing conditional in that whatsoever. You want to serve the Lord with all your heart, and he knows that, he can see that, he feels that. You take 1 step to him, he takes 10 to you. This is how merciful Krishna is. And something Geshe Maharaj said recently in one of his classes, he talked about, at the end of the day, ask yourself the question, how did Krishna turn up for me today? Just think about that. How did Krishna turn up for me today? He won't turn up in front of your face and say, hey, look, it's Krishna, it's me, and do star jumps. That's not how it works. Krishna communicates to you in many, many ways, through other devotees, through challenges. How active is he? So maybe that could be your meditation tonight. And you realize he's way more active than you think he was. We want the answer now, right? We want that, I've come here, I've taken darshan, I've had some prasadam, I've done some service. What are you going to do for me? It doesn't work that way. But hopefully through that deep meditation and through full surrender, you see how Krishna becomes so active. So what about those who can't fully surrender? There's many of us, isn't there? It's difficult to fully surrender. Can you imagine doing absolutely everything, giving everything to Krishna? It's difficult. So Krishna talks about demigod worship. Many of us worship demigods, isn't it? I remember growing up, just before an exam, my mother would say to me, go pray. What shall I pray, Mum? Ask for some good grades. Ask for things. And that's the type of relationship many people have with their gods. Ask for something and they will deliver it. If you want wealth, ask for it. If you want brains, if you want buddhi, ask for it. He'll give it to you. People are smiling. I think this resonates. And some people say, look, I would like to find the love of my life. Please find him for me. Or please find her for me. And that's okay. At least we're keeping God in the picture, right? That's a nice start. But we also know that that's for quick gains. It's for, I want something and I get it. Krishna is, the demigods, in fact, are so merciful. You ask for it, they'll give it for you. But just remember, Krishna has a bigger plan for us. Way bigger plan. So be careful what you ask for. Because that same thing that you've asked for could also cause you entanglement. Just be careful what you ask for. Because they're very merciful up there. Very merciful. So then we talk about, okay, so if you do demigod worship and it's temporary, how do we achieve purification? So Krishna then says in verse 13, I've created a system. It's called the Varna system. The 4 divisions of work. Who can tell me what the 4 divisions of work is? I'll start the first one. It's Brahman. What's the next one? Kshatriya. Yeah. What's the third one? Kshatriya. Amazing. Okay, Kshatriya. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Yeah. Correct. So those are the four divisions of work, of human society, you could say. It doesn't mean one is higher than the other, by the way. Many people say, I'm a Brahmin, so I'm the top. Actually, in Krishna's eyes, no one is top. The devotee is top. The true devotee is top. But for purification in this material world, if you just stick to that area that Krishna has given you, you'll be fine. If he's created you a Brahmin, be a Brahmin. If he's created you a Vaishya, which is the entrepreneur type, who can scale a business, who can grow, who can, do that. Don't try and be that teacher who's a Brahmin. Leave that to them. So the key part of this is, who are you? And do we actually know who we truly are? And that God's gift that's been given to you, do you know what that gift actually is? So Krishna says, purify yourself by actually working to your nature. I've given that nature to you for a reason. Be that. And despite being the creator, Krishna is not bound by karma. So he talks about that as well. Then the final part before we move on to today's verse is he goes on to talk about one thing called karma. What is the meaning of karma? Anyone? What's the translation for the word karma? Action, yeah, exactly. Action, reaction to actions, things like that, right? Some say what goes around comes around. That's like the modern kind of way of saying karma. So karma is exactly that. So Krishna talks about what is action, what is inaction, and what is forbidden actions. He talks about that. There's no desire for rewards. The wise person works not for personal benefit, but from pure devotion. Then he talks about how the knowledge of Krishna consciousness consumes all of the reactions of their deeds. And finally, because desires and reactions are gone, they're not entangled in the results of action. So that brings us on to text 22 today. Is it on the screen? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for organizing that. Collective effort, thank you. So I will repeat, I will say the first line, and maybe you can repeat after me. Yadricha labha santushto Dvanvatito vamatsaraha Samasita vasito cha Kritva pina nibadyate. So the word for word is yadricha, out of its own accord. Labha, with gain. Santushtaha, satisfied. Dvandva, duality. Atiha, surpassed. Vimatsaraha, free from envy. Samaha, steady. Siddho, in success. Asiddho, failure. Cha, also. Kritva, doing. Api, although. Na, never. Nibadyate, becomes affected. So the translation is, he who is satisfied with gain, which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. I'll now read the purport, and the purport has been given to us by His Holiness Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace even. A Krishna-conscious person does not make much endeavor, even to maintain his body. He is satisfied with gains which are obtained of their own accord. He neither begs nor borrows, but he labors honestly as far as in his power, and is satisfied with whatever is obtained by his own honest labor. He is therefore independent in his livelihood. He does not allow anyone's service to hamper his own service in Krishna consciousness. However, for the service of the Lord, he can participate in any kind of action without being disturbed by the duality of the material world. The duality of the material world is felt in terms of heat and cold, or misery and happiness. A Krishna-conscious person is above duality because he does not hesitate to act in any way for the satisfaction of Krishna. Therefore, he is steady both in success and in failure. These signs are visible when one is fully in transcendental knowledge. I'm going to say these invocation prayers. If you know these prayers, please join me. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. So let's have a look at the translation. What I like to do when I look at the words is break it down. So first we'll concentrate on... Mataji, can we go back to the translation? Thank you. So gain which comes of its own accord. What does that mean? So the word labha means gain. So every activity that we do, there's labha, right? So if you're going out to bat in cricket, you're looking to make some runs, right? That's your aim. He's been playing cricket today, right? I can see his cricket gear. Did you score runs? Not many. That's okay. Will you try your best? Hare Krishna. So for gain or profit, right? If we want to start a business, we want to make some money. So everything that we do, every action that we have, we're always looking for some gain, some profit. So the question is, let me pick on someone here. Let me ask you the question. If I perform the same actions as you did, exactly to the T, let's say we launched the same business, same product, we did exactly the same actions, do you think we'll both get the same results? What do you think? Is that yes? Hands up for yes? No. Same actions. It's exactly the same thing. No? No? Why did you say no? Wow. Because everyone has their own past karma? Yeah. And we know that. We know that in theory, right? We know that. Yeah, we've all got our own karma, you know? And it's really interesting because do we practice that? Because sometimes we see somebody who just launched a new business. Within 2 years, they're a millionaire. But another person is working the socks off for 10 years and just scraping by. Who's at school at the moment? Anyone at school or in education? A few people? You're in education? Okay. Teacher. Okay, wow. So you're perfectly placed for this. Do you see how there's some kids are just straight A students? They don't have to try so hard. They're just really gifted. And then there's some other kids like me who have to just tuition, extra revision, more revision, and you just scrape a C. Do you see that at school? Yeah. This is the way it is, right? And you look at India. I don't know why I'm talking about cricket so much today, right? Maybe because it's been on. But there's millions and millions, nearly 1 billion people living in India. Isn't there? Who's from India? Yeah, nearly 1 billion people. And there's 11 people that play the game for cricket, who represent cricket for, at Lord's Cricket Ground. 11 people out of 1 billion. I mean, yes, a bit of hard work would have been there, but there must be something from a previous life, some gift, right? So what Krishna's saying is, don't be greedy. Don't look at somebody else and go, look at him, look at her. Why he's got so much money and I haven't? Why is he so clever and I'm not? Right? We do it all the time. Everyone wants their kids to go to Cambridge, isn't it? Or Oxford. Or it's failure. Is that true? It was for me anyway. I didn't go to either of them. But yeah, look, what you're saying is let the prophet come according to its own way. And the person that has faith in Krishna consciousness, or faith in Krishna's arrangement, that's probably a better way of saying it, they know whatever comes is meant for me. How I've been designed and how you've been designed are two different ways. I've been designed for this reason, and you've been designed for a particular reason. So you just do your thing, and I just do my thing. And hopefully we can all live in harmony and just do our own thing and celebrate each other's success, right? That's what it's all about. So then I was thinking about this. Does this mean we shouldn't have targets? We shouldn't have goals? Should we just be aloof and say, oh, whatever happens, happens. It's not up to me anyway. Is that right? What do you think? It's based on our karma, for sure. Krishna wants us to be ambitious. Krishna wants us to have targets. I think in a past class I must have mentioned about how Arjuna, before the before the war, every morning he would assemble his troops. Today, this is what we're going to be doing. This is our strategy. This is what we would like to achieve today. That's fine. Have the ambition. Because without the ambition, how do you have purpose? How do you have drive? What are you working for? We need to have that. But don't obsess over it. And whatever happens, that's not down to you. Because the only thing that's down to you is your endeavor. In 247, Krishna says, try your best and let me do the rest. So if we truly believe that, your part in this is just to turn up, is just to try your best. And can you look at yourself in the mirror? In whatever endeavors you have in life, are you giving your best? And if we're not, why not? So just do that part. And the results, that's down to Krishna. So don't get too attached to that, because you're not the doer. Is that okay? Hopefully that should give you a bit more peace. And the analogy I like is, you sow the seed and let Krishna deliver the rains. Because you can't make it rain, can you? You can't make it sunny. But one thing you can do is put that seed inside that pot. Correct? So you do that bit. But the rain on its own won't deliver the flower. You do your bit and let Krishna do his bit. And to be honest, we are all dependent on Krishna. Whether you work for somebody, whether you have a boss, or you're your own boss. Your clients that come to you, the business that comes to you, that paycheck that comes through you, is organized all by Krishna. But we just don't know it. The next part is, who is free from duality? So the word for duality in Sanskrit is dvandva. So what are dualities? Anyone? What are dualities? So in this material world, we're full of dualities. What are dualities? Yeah, hot, cold. Yeah, that's a nice, obvious one. We in Britain love talking about weather, don't we? If you want to get to know somebody, the first icebreaker is, it's pretty hot out there, isn't it? Or it's pretty cold out there. Hot, cold, yes. Happiness, misery, fame, infamy. Maybe 2, 3 more? Any more dualities that you can maybe name? Success and failure. Wow. One more? Yeah, we've had that. Failure. Very good. Health and disease. Old, young. We can go on. But what's funny is how the very thing that we thought that would bring us happiness is the reason for our anxiety. Have you ever realized that? Have you ever endeavored for something and you're going, I want this because I want to be happy? You've gone out there to go and get it, but it's giving you the opposite reaction. Got some smiling faces. Do you have any examples of that? Or where you've been looking for happiness and it's just been the opposite? I'm happy to share one. Would you like to hear my story? My example? So, I used to be in sales up until a couple of months ago for a premium car manufacturer. And 2 years ago, we had a client who ordered a car. £120,000 car, okay? It's quite a lot of money, isn't it? You can buy a house for that up north. £120,000. By the way, Krishna doesn't say don't have nice things before. He doesn't say don't have nice things, but this is a really interesting concept. So he's ordered a car. He's been waiting nearly 2 years. Would you wait 2 years for a car? It's a long time, isn't it? It's a long time to wait. This was around the time we had some chip shortages. So if anyone's bought a car 3-4 years ago, you maybe have taken a bit longer than usual. 2 years this guy waited for his car. Every week he would call me personally. Where is my car? Where is the build slot? When is it arriving? He couldn't wait. Happy, but a little bit anxious. So, it's 2 weeks until delivery. Do you know what he does? He upgrades the CCTV around his house. He installs state-of-the-art rhino posts. Do you know what rhino posts are? The posts that go into the ground? He installs them in his house. Why does he install these in his house? Fear. Fear of what? Losing his car. All right, these cars are the most highly nicked car in the UK. You probably realise what brand it is. But I won't mention it here. But it brings anxiety. He spent thousands of pounds upgrading his CCTV. He spent thousands of pounds putting rhino posts in because of the anxiety of losing the very car that he's been waiting for. That's just one example. But if you think about your own life, what material things have you been striving for that you thought would bring you happiness, but actually is a source of your anxiety? And by the way, in the material world, this is normal. So the question is, well, before I come to the question, always think before you go and buy something for your own happiness, just remember it's like a coin. Heads and tails. So if you're going to play, just know there's always two sides. Back to cricket again, I don't know why I'm doing this, but the Indian captain has lost the last 13 tosses. Do you know toss at the start of the match, who bats first? He's lost the last 13. Can you believe that? It should be 50-50, shouldn't it? Anyway. But if you're going to roll the dice, just know there's a chance for all the other ones as well. So how to be free from this? And the good start is to think about who you're doing these actions for. Because if you're just doing it for yourself, just know you are exposed to the dualities of the world. Arjuna on the battlefield. He is a Kshatriya. You mentioned Kshatriya earlier? Someone did? Kshatriya means warrior, warrior class. He's a leader of the army. His job is to fight. What did Arjuna want to do? He wanted to leave the battlefield. Why? Because he saw his family members in front of him. He saw his uncles, his guru, his teachers. What a feeling, right? And what was his dualities then? To live or to die, isn't it? If I kill them, what would happen? If I don't kill them, what would happen? Right? It's the dualities. Why? Because he went into material mode. Then Krishna reminds him, your duty is to fight, so just do that for me. I'm instructing you to fight here. Krishna obviously shows him what the outcome of the fight actually is, or the war is. But your job is to do your duty. Just do that. Prabhupada is another example. Before Prabhupada came to the West, he was living in Vrindavan. You could say living a real nice life. Chanting, learning, reading, writing, associating. Very nice, peaceful life, you could say. Most of us would dream of that life, wouldn't they? Bit of peace in Vrindavan. Wow. But what did he decide to do after his Guru Maharaj's instruction? He came to the West, a culture opposite to his. He boarded a cargo ship, he fell sick, and he endured severe hardship. But why did he do that? For Krishna's mission. He did it for Krishna, not for himself. Yes, there's hardship there. Yes, it's hot and cold in the seas. Yes, there's going to be heart attacks to deal with in old age, of course. But when your mission is so big, and it's so high, and it's on a higher level, higher purpose, and it's for the Lordship, you will do it without even thinking of what could go wrong or what could go right. Because success is not there. He didn't seek comfort. He rose above the dualities of health and sickness and fame and obscurity, success and failure, and he did that. Something we can relate to, for those who are parents in this room, serving our kids. We could be tired, we could be sick, we could be mentally just drained. Yet we still show up. We still show up every day. Hare Krishna. But we still turn up every day to serve our kids, isn't it? Who are parents here? And when your child is needing something, is hungry, Mummy, I'm hungry, and you've had a long day at work, all you want to do is just go to sleep. You still turn up, don't you? You still give it everything. Why? Because these are your children. But can you imagine, if you serve your children despite such inconveniences, surely I can serve for Krishna. He's the one who gave you the kids in the first place. And if you can do that with the same heart, just watch your life transform. And that's another way of rising above the dualities of the world. Do everything for Krishna. Then there's no matter of success or failure. There's no matter of hot and cold and nothing like that. The next part of it is does not envy. Vimatsaraha, free from envy. I'm going to say something that's maybe a little bit truthful, but has to be said. In the material world, no matter how humble we think we are all envious. We all are envious. And when you go deeper into scripture, that's the real reason we're actually here in the first place. Why? Because we were with Krishna in the spiritual world. But what did we want? We wanted independence. Just like a 21-year-old coming back from university who's tasted the life of living outside. Mom, Dad, thank you so much for raising me, but I'm looking to move out. I want my own space. I want to live my own life. It's time to enjoy myself now, living my own rules, not under your instruction, not under your... So this is the tendency we all have because we're conditioned souls. So the question is, what are we envious of? Please just maybe shout out some words. What are we envious of in life? Tough crowd today, tough crowd. Are we envious of peace if somebody else is maybe peaceful, perhaps? Anything else? Success. You see somebody who's having a load of success, we say, I want a bit of that, right? Yeah. Anything else? Courage. Thank you. We're envious of many things. Hare Krishna Jai. Who's got more money than us? Who's got a faster car than us? Who's got a bigger bank balance? Who's got more followers on TikTok? Isn't it? The kids will know what I'm talking about. This is what we're envious of. We see somebody else doing well, we want a bit of that. But the real question is, who are we envious of, really? And the answer is we're actually envious of Krishna. Why are we envious of Krishna? Because he is the supreme controller. He is the doer, and he is the enjoyer. We just want to be like him. And when I thought about that, I thought, wow, that's deep, right? I don't want to be like Krishna. No, I don't. But when you think about it, who's the enjoyer? Krishna is. Who's the controller? He is. Who makes it all happen? Who's the doer? Krishna is. We want that level of power. We want the same fame. Krishna is the center of everything. I want to be at the center of everything. And that's where envy comes from. It's the truth. Because we're looking at what's in it for us. We want our own independence. So what's going to work for us? But a person who works for Krishna does not envy others, because he knows that if this person is doing well, that's the arrangement of Krishna. Yes? So next time you see somebody and you feel slightly envious, wow, look at this person doing really well, to say, Krishna, you are amazing. LeBron James in the NBA. Is it NBA? Yeah. Scoring all those points. God's gift. God's gift. Virat Kohli. God's gift. Just appreciate it. Just appreciate God's beauty everywhere. This is God's beauty. And everyone's past karmas, which is the past doings. Let it be. Srila Prabhupada explains, the living entity is constitutionally a servant, but out of envy he wants to become the master. This is the root cause of his bondage in the material world. That's in the purport of 15.7. See, devotional service clears that envy because it teaches us that Krishna is not the competitor. He's not in competition with you. He's your well-wisher. He wants you to do well. His glory doesn't diminish us. If anything, it actually uplifts us. And finally, the real joy is not being in the center. We don't want to be in the center. It's a miserable place to be. Serve the person that is in the center, and that's Krishna. And just see what happens. The last bit is steady in success and failure. So Krishna is not saying, don't care about the results. What he says is, don't let the results control your emotional state or spiritual commitment. You are not the doer. Because success and failure are both external, they come and go. And if your happiness is dependent on that win or lose, you're up for a very, very rough ride in life. Because this life is always changing. Everything's temporary. And also, when we look at our bhakti should not be conditional either. I'll do my rounds if I'm happy, if I've had a good day, but I won't do my rounds if I've had a bad day. It doesn't work that way. You show up every day. And earlier in the Gita 2:48, Krishna says, perform your duty equipoised. O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Because when you're still, when you're steady in mind, you can make clear decisions, even just materially speaking. You want to be successful and you want to make some real good decisions, don't make it when you're on a high. And don't make it when you're so low either, because you'll make emotional decisions. The two modes in particular, rajas and tamas, will influence you so much, you won't be able to have clarity in your life. So actually, be equipoised. Keep your mind so equal. So the question is, what does success and failure even mean? So from a spiritual lens, success is that your action pleases Krishna. So it's your consciousness, it's your effort. If anything, it's your intent. Are you giving everything with your full heart? That's success. So today we should all redefine success. It's not a matter of whether we got that promotion at work. It's not a matter of whether we scored that 100 or whether we got whatever it is in life. We got money or we bought the house, or whether we got that car or we didn't get that car. That's not success. I'm sorry, that's not success. There's many, many famous people, especially Jim Carrey, that said, I wish you was as rich as me, wish you was as famous as me, so you know that none of this will bring you happiness. But until you've experienced that, how do you know? It's tough. So just take the words of Krishna, it makes it so much easier, right? And failure is you're acting because of selfish desire, attachment to something. And Krishna doesn't judge our scorecard. All he sees is our consciousness. Did you turn up? And if you did, and if you offered it to him with love and devotion, you've already succeeded. Is that fair? Is that good? So for your school kids, if you give your best, truly your best, you revised, you've done your past papers, and good effort, with good consciousness, that's an A star. That's an A star. But the current education system, not everywhere, but it's all about grades. It's about winning. Who came first? And did you get a medal? And did you get a trophy? And sometimes we can be obsessed with results like that. Just try your best, because you've been designed a certain way. Your capacity is different to mine and everybody else's. And if you do that, you'll never be entangled, although performing actions. So the person acts, but the action doesn't bind him. That's what Krishna says. And we talked about karma, akarma, and vikarma earlier. Unless we're in the akarma stage, all of our actions will bind us here. Because entanglement means that we're stuck here. And who wants to be here? Life after life. Yeah? Happy with that? Or do we want to go to Krishna? Do we want to go to the spiritual abode? Do we want to serve him there, where there's no dualities? So all comes from one thing. What is our goal in life? And everyone should have a goal in life, regardless of the results. But we must make sure all of our actions that we perform here are for Krishna's benefit, not for ours. Because when we perform a karma, we are not bound to the reactions. We're not adding to our balance of sin. Like, for example, if you're a meat eater, okay, you could say that's vikarma. It's not sanctioned. If you eat vegetarian food, okay, that's karma. It's good. But even when they harvested the wheat that you had for your roti or, paratha or whatever you like eating, I like both. Unfortunately, insects are killed in that process of harvest, right? There's not much we can do about that, actually. We have to eat. We have to maintain this body to serve Krishna. But actually, when you offer that cooking, the food to Krishna first, for Krishna's benefit, with pure love and devotion, then that becomes a karma. It zeroes out the karma. You're not adding to your karmic bank balance, Krishna. So the knowledge of Krishna consciousness burns your previous karma. Then just make sure you don't add to your karma, because otherwise you'll just stay here. And we want to break the cycle of birth and death. Because one thing's for sure, when you're born in this world, is you're going to die. I read recently, when you're born, your birth certificate's written for you, but also your death certificate's already written. But what we don't know is what time, what date it's going to be. So those things are for sure. But the question is, at the time of death, where will we go? Are we coming back here, or are we heading to the spiritual world? Because if you're coming back here, all those dualities we talked about, you can't escape it. This is the nature of the material world. So it's quite simple. He who is satisfied with gain, which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions. That's the verse for today. Do we have any questions? Any realizations? Any stories you'd like to share? We have about 4 minutes before Gaura Arati. Any questions? Anything you'd like to share? I'm sure someone wants to say something, slightly shy. Would you like to say anything, Prabhu? You've just come, amazing. Hare Krishna. Yeah, okay, well, if there's no more questions, so firstly, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share something. Speaking about the Bhagavad Gita is always a special thing. It's a beautiful service to have. It becomes more beautiful when there's people here coming to listen, because the gift of spiritual knowledge is probably the best gift you can give anybody. You know, whether it's you give socks for Christmas, you give mundane things, people use it once or twice. But when you give somebody a Bhagavad Gita or some knowledge, or you share something, and by the way, we should all be teachers. Prabhupada wanted all of us to be teachers. If you have something to share, share it. Just share it. Because you just never know who you're speaking to, and you just never know who could reignite that love for Krishna. It could even be just giving them a book, they never read it, but they see the beautiful image of Krishna, and that's enough to captivate them and go, wow, this beauty. Who is this? Who is this person? I want to know. And you've started that journey. You've helped them start that journey. So be that tool. Be that person. Don't keep it to yourself. Because I guarantee, if somebody was giving £1,000 checks out down the end of the road, all of your friends and family would know about it, wouldn't they? Hey, John. Hey, Dave. That's not my friends, by the way. Jay. I'll say, hey, Jay, did you know there's a chap down my road giving these £1,000 checks out? Why don't you come over? Have some food with me as well and just grab a check, right? You do that. Why? Because this person is going to get some benefit. And there's no more benefit than spiritual knowledge. And Krishna came down to speak this to Arjuna. He didn't have to come down, did he? But he came down. And he performed that pastime. And Arjuna asked those questions for your benefit. And the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And the Bhagavad Gita was then written. And the Bhagavad Gitas are also sold here. Many, many copies behind that desk over there. Every home should have a Bhagavad Gita. Even if the first process is just looking at the book. That's a good start. The Song of God. 700 verses. 18 chapters. And to make it easier, we have courses here, like School of Bhakti have Gita Life. We even have like Gita for kids as well. You can start them off on a journey. And you do that, you're then making progress into this life, because there's no happiness here. Let's be really, really real with that. And if you feel there's a little bit of happiness, know it's short term. And if anything, it's so low level that, wow, like there's such a high level of happiness